Okay, so today we're going to do 8-6 and we are estimating and rounding. So we're going to round to figure out an estimate, to figure out a close number to what we need. Okay, so we're going to have to use those rounding rules that we've talked about. So the first time here we're rounding to 10. It is round to the nearest 10. We're going to skip 1 and 2 today and just go to our actual problems. So that means we have to round each one of these numbers. Okay? So our first number that we're working with is 218. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my 10 spot because I'm rounding by tens. What is sitting in my 10 spot? Kent?
1.
A 1, right? So if I take off my 8 and put a 0 there, then I have 200 and 10?
10.
10. And if I count by tens, the next number would be King?
I need a pencil.
Right there. Wendy?
2. Yeah, 2. 30. No, 20.
220, right? And then my midway point is going to be halfway between there. So I'm just going to take my first benchmark and add 5, so I get 215. Okay? I like to kind of demonstrate this with a ruler, like use it like a balance. Okay? This is my midway point. I'll use these at the end here so it doesn't actually fall off. Okay? Alright? So, my number is 218. Alright? If this is my number line, where's my number going to fall? I'm counting by, is it going to fall on this side of 215 or that side? See?
That side.
Right, it's going to fall this way. So I've got 215, 16, 17, 18. My number's going to be about right here. So that means, if you think of it like a balance, it's going to push down to where my balance is like that. Let's stop it there so it slide off. Okay? So it's going to round up or round down to my, it's going to round to 220. Okay? Now I still have to round 466 before I can go any further. Okay? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my 10 spot. What's sitting in my 10 spot?
6.
6, right? So I'm going to take the 1s off, so I just have 460. I count my 10s. My next 10 is what? 460, 470. I'm going to add 5 to my first benchmark, gives me 465. So remember our rule, 5 or more.
Raise the floor.
4 or less.
Let it
rest. Okay? So we can go next door and look at it this way. We have a 6, so that is more than 5, right? So it's gonna, our number's gonna hit like right here, 466. So am I going up or down? Am I going 70 or am I gonna stay at 460?
470.
Right, I'm going up to 470. So I put 470 here. Am I done?
No, you have to add.
I gotta add those, right? I'm just gonna stack them to add. So I get 690 is my estimate. Okay? So when I'm rounding by tens, my answer should have a 0 in the tens column. Okay? At least a 0 in the tens column. Alright, let's do one more. Then we're going to do hundreds and then I think that's enough for a video. So my next number is 108. Okay? These are tricky, or seem a little tricky. Like it's way out of balance there. Okay, so what's in my 10 spot?
0.
A 0. So what does that mean?
Oh, no.
See?
You're going to borrow 1 from the 1?
No, but if I were subtracting, I would. I'm just going to leave it at 0. So it's going to be 100, right? Because I got 0 tens. So it's just going to be 100. I think you can see it over there. Okay? But now I'm still counting my 10, so what's my next 10? So it could either stay with 0 tens at 100, or add 10 and get 110. 10, and then my midway part in between going to be 105. Okay? Now it's not going to, unless the number is 105, it's never going to be your midway point. That just tells you if I get to 105, or my midway point, that I'm going up to the next 10. Okay? So if I go next door, this is 108. Is that more than, is that 5 or more?
Yes.
Yeah, so 106, 107, 108, my number's going to sit like right there. Okay?
110.
That makes my ruler go down. 110. Okay? My next number is 223. Looking at my 10 spot. Okay? What's in my 10 spot? What's sitting there? Kenzie? A 2. So I got 220 as my first benchmark because I put a 0 in the ones place. Count my 10s. 10 more is what? 10 more is what?
230.
230, right? My midway point. What's my midway point? It's half. Real?
225.
Right, because I'm just going to add 5 to whatever my first benchmark is. Okay? So 223 is going to land 221, 222, 223 is going to land right here. Okay? So now I'm going this way. Where am I going?
220.
220, right? Am I done?
No, you have to add them.
Right, so we can stack and add. I get 0. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3. 330. Right? Alright, so now we're going to round to the nearest 100 and then estimate, or 4 estimate. Round to the nearest 100 to estimate.
Dang it.
I'm going to erase that real quick.
300.
Okay, so now, when we do our benchmarks, we're not counting by 10 anymore, we're counting by 100. Okay? So now I'm looking for the nearest 100, so I'm going to look at my hundreds place. 1s, 10s, 100. So what's in the 100 spot? What's sitting there?
5.
A 5, right? So my first benchmark's going to be 5 what? 500. My second benchmark's going to be what?
600.
600. Because we're doing hundreds now, half of 100 is 50. So here in the middle, I'm going to take 500 plus 50 and get
50.
50. Okay. So I have 514. Remember, these are 10s now. So this is like 510, 520. So 514 is going to be somewhere like right here. Okay? Which way am I going? Am I staying at 500 or am I going up to 600? Elizabeth? Yeah, I'm staying at 500, right? Because it's closer, so I'm going to roll down here to 500. Okay. See if I can keep that up there the whole entire time we're recording. Not falling. It fell like twice today. Okay, so now we're moving on to the next one. What's in my 100 spot there? What's sitting there? 2. So what's my first benchmark?
200.
200.
I can't see.
You have to move. I can't. 200 plus 100 is what?
300.
300. So remember 50 is our middle point, so it'd be
250.
Alright, 250 is our mid spot. So 250 and over, we raise the score. So this is 258. Remember, we're counting my 10s on these marks. So our number's going to go, here's 60, so like right here before it. Okay, so where am I going? Am I staying 200 or am I going up to 300?
Going up to 300.
Right, because if this was a balance, it would kind of push it, right? So what's my answer then?
800.
800. Good job. Okay. You ready for number 6?
Yeah.
Balance it back out. You can use your whiteboards just like this, and you better do it today. Okay, so in my 100 spot, what do I got sitting there?
190.
198. So my first 100 spot is what though? 100. So my first benchmark's 100. I'm counting by 100. So my next benchmark's what? 100.
200.
200. Half of 150. So here I'm going to add 50 to my first benchmark.
150.
150. My number is 198. Remember, these are worth 10, so 160, 170, 180, 190. It's going to be somewhere like right here, right? So,
200.
right, 200. All right, this one, what's in the hundreds of the next one? Class? What's in my 100 spot? Say it loud.
4.
4. So what's my first benchmark? mark?
400.
400. I'm counting my hundreds, so what's my second benchmark?
500.
500. What's my midway point? 450. My number is 426. So these are 10s. 410, 420, 430. So it's going to be in between there. This way.
400.
400. Am I done?
No.
I'm going to add those. What do I get?
600.
600. Okay, so look at both of these answers. Do you notice anything? When I round it by 100, what do you notice? What's in the ones place?
0.
What's in the tens place? 0. So make sure you should at least have 2 zeros. Now sometimes you might have 3, but you should at least have 2 when you round it by 100. All right? I'm going to turn the video off because you guys can go back over those if you need them.